internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and this is All That Glitters, a Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign, dungeon mastered by the one, the only, Mike the Piper, sitting right over here to my right. Well, I guess screen left. And this campaign, we are on episode 18. This campaign is happening every Monday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on Twitch. And I would like to start off by saying hello and welcome to everybody who is joining us in the chat. We've got a couple of new subscribers that are courtesy of last night's wonderful longtime subscriber, What You Looking At, who gifted 5 subscriptions to the stream last night. And I see a couple of them hanging out with us tonight. So we're always happy to have you here with us. A quick reminder, for reasons that will be revealed later, the domain dragons or domain dice are no longer located directly below Mike. You look up where V is trying to reach outside of her window to grab them. There are 6 domain dragons. You can type in !domain dice in the chat to get a full explanation, but basically you, the viewer, can contribute through donations, bits, subscriptions, raids, all those good things to earn us domain dice so that we can spend them to re-roll a d20 and take the new roll, or spend 2 and force the DM to re-roll a d20. And 3 will let us, get us? Healing. Lets us spend hit dice outside of normal resting. 4 lets us convert failed death saving throws. And 5, the patron's blessing. We can spend 5 domain dragons to turn a hit into a super crit. That is a automatic double max damage to a target of our choice. All right. We are, I think, ready to get this campaign on the road. We are glad to have Dwight back with us again. Dwight was not able to be with us last week, but I think I did a wonderful job of playing Bevyn last week, and 6, and I think I only mixed up our accents once. I don't like playing 2 characters at once, which is odd because you do it as a DM all the time, but when you're a player, it's a whole different thing. So, as I said, this is Mike's show. Mike is running this, so you could say that Mike is the iron head of this campaign. That is a deep cut in which you really have to understand Mike's channel in the Ironhead Chronicles. That was exclusively for you, Mike.
Wow, careful you don't pull something reaching so far. Holy man, oh man.
As much as you break the 4th wall in our any game you're playing in,
that's fair.
I can get the occasional pun or dig. I think we're all right. With that, I turn it over to you, sir.
And I mean, who's really running this thing, right? I mean, honestly, I'm not running this thing. The players are really running this thing, and I'm just giving them all of their horrible and terrible consequences of the plans that they have for doing their thing. You know, usual. So anyway, welcome everyone to session number, my goodness, where are we at? 17.
18.
Of all, really?
Yep.
Is it 18?
Last week was 17.
Wow, geez. Man.
Time flies, man.
Yeah, wow. Sessions fly when I'm desperately trying to kill my entire party. But hey, what do you do, right? So, without further ado, let's get one of these amazing folks to give us a recap for 1 point of inspiration. Or I'm going to do the recap and I'll get the inspiration. And I would love to have some inspiration. I still have +1 inspiration from last time, so I'm really looking forward to this. Would anyone like to do the recap?
Who did it last? Wait, it was Mike that did it last time, wasn't
it? Yes, actually it was.
And I think I did it the time before that. I haven't heard from Kiara in a while.
I can give you the recap of my hotel stay last Monday.
All right, if nobody else wants to do it, I think I'm pretty sure I could use that point of inspiration.
All right.
So as usual, I can only recap from Six's point of view, because if it doesn't involve Six, he's not really paying that close attention. So we managed to finish up, hold on. Let me do this right. We were having our lovely audience with our host, Zardos Sword, the captain of the, in this case, the captain of the parade. And let me just say, the Zardos Sword is an incredibly lovely person, inside and out. If ever you were to want to find a good definition of what is the perfect specimen of a creature of enlightenment, look to Zardos Sword. Because I sure do. Beyond that, let me flush away the visions of Zardos Sword. We managed to survive that encounter through sheer charismatic persuasion on my part, no doubt. And we found ourselves, let's see, what did we do? We went back to the inn. What did we do after that? We went somewhere. We went to we checked out the parade route. That's what we did. We checked out the parade route. We went back to our inn, and much to our surprise, our neighbors and our friends, they ambushed us, but a friendly sort of ambush, where they said, "Hey, we want to thank you for what you have done in such a short time." And our good friends, Avi, Embrick and Avi, are working together with some others to prepare some lovely gifts in our honor. We then monitored the parade. There may have been something that happened in between, but I was probably sleeping, so it wasn't important. We monitored the parade. The parade was incredible. There were magnificent floats that seemed to come out of nowhere. Quite literally, I think they came out of nowhere. There's no way they were fitting through that gate. The parade went on for hours and hours, and at one point, there was a Triceratops that broke loose from its handlers, and I was going to jump down off the roof onto it and try to rodeo style get a hold of it, but I saw that others wanted to have an opportunity to shine, so I deliberately missed landing on the Triceratops. I made it look like I fell in the street and hurt myself a little bit. I am an actor after all, that's what I do. Nonetheless, through some incredible feats of non-violence, my friends and I, mostly my friends, were able to calm the ravaging beast. Something else happened after that. What was it? It feels like it was something important. It had something to do with a rabbit. You're over there. I don't know what you're trying to sign to me.
Horns and something on the nose horn.
I just said that. Triceratops. The whole Triceratops thing.
That's why I did it.
Right, but something else happened. What's his name? The thingamajig that I've got this thing for. This device next to me that I should not make that hand motion. This device right here. What is this? Oh, what is it? Nimblewright. The Nimblewright showed up. That's as far as I can remember.
And you know what? That is pretty much it. And although you definitely had a little bit in the ways of stumbling, you know what? That was pretty good. That was actually pretty good.
Are you talking about me? Are you talking about me or Six's performance?
Yes.
Exactly.
And for that, you will receive 1 point of inspiration. I will, just to kind of finish up from last session, as Anna kind of went down the alley, the nimble right popped out of this alley, took a step back as Anna stepped forward, and suddenly, kind of from the center of its arm, it straightened out, and a rapier-like blade snapped forward, and what looks to be a fairly long dagger slid out of a compartment in its wrist, and it looks fairly menacing, which means, unless there's any other questions. Is there any questions? Sorry, is there anything? No, nothing. Okay, then roll initiative and turn all the cameras off.
Hold on. Sorry.
Oh,
I was trying to adjust my character sheet and I was on the wrong window. My apologies.
Clearly, that's a heck of a character sheet adjustment.
Yeah.
Nobody else exists.
No, my
except for
windows
Steve
aren't
Summer.
functioning properly. Okay. We're all good. I'm done screwing with the camera.
Are you sure? You're making this up as you go along, aren't you?
Yes.
Cool.
I'm what they call a method actor, so.
Nice.
Skellington Jr. dropping the 500 bits to ensure that we go into this fight with a little extra in the way of domain dice. Thank you, Skellington Jr.
Really, really quick question. Since both Anna and Bevyn both rolled the exact same thing, congrats. Who's got the higher dex? I'm thinking it's Anna.
That would be Anna.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, you have like dex into the next universe.
I have +4.
He's still not faster than 6, though.
We're going to play that game, are we? Okay. And all right. The nimble right. Oh, sorry, wait. You got a 22?
Yeah,
Six?
that's why I said
okay.
Not faster than 6, though.
I see what you did there. What is your dex?
My dex is +3.
All right, then.
So I have a 22, not a 20 also.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Wow, I like how you just automatically assume it's a competition between the other players and not maybe the villain. However,
I did immediately, and I was like, "Oh, shoot! What have I done? What have I done?"
The nimble right looks to the group of you and looks like it takes a step back, but only temporarily. It charges forward directly at you, Anna, and it kind of comes in really, really quick with its rapier, and let's what is that to hit? It's a 21 hit you. Yeah. Okay. And what is that? All right. So it just kind of cuts, makes a quick little stab into you for 5 damage. As it kind of, and then it comes again with the rapier, kind of a quick slice. And that is a 14. Nope. And you're able to kind of like kind of leap out of its way as it just misses you. But in its own caring and unfeeling way, it makes a third attack and kind of leaps forward with the dagger in its wrist. And that will be a 22 to hit. I'm guessing, yeah. And you take another 6 points of piercing damage as it kind of gets you in the side. It kind of does what looks to be like almost like a flip kick backward, gets back to within 5 or 10 feet, and then it kind of just holds there, looking like kind of like in a defensive like posture. 6, you're up.
I am going to draw my rapier, and I am going to attack it using a bit of a... Well, first let's see if I hit it. Then we'll see if we add a flourish to it. See, 6 is learning. So, I am going to attack with my rapier. That is a... That is a 15 to hit.
As you lunge forward, it kind of does what looks to be almost like a bicycle kick, plants one foot off the wall, flips over, and dodges your attack.
I'm going to make a note of this. It's a little quicker than we thought, Bevyn. You've got to get in there and get it, a good one. And that is casting Bardic Inspiration as a bonus action on Bevyn. So you have 1d6.
All right. And Anna, you're up.
You little shit. And Anna's going to run at it with her rapier.
All right.
Try to hit it. Maybe. Possibly. Hopefully. That is a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits it.
Is it within 5 feet of... Probably?
Yeah, because if you lunge forward and hit it in melee, then yeah, it's going to be within 5 feet.
I like of one of my allies, probably, right?
Oh, yes, I would say so. Yeah.
So I can sneak. Okay. So that is going to do 11, 15 points of damage.
50. All right. As you kind of hit it off, your rapier kind of like strikes off of its metal skin. You can tell that your weapon, though it was a good blow, isn't quite doing as much damage as you think it would be if that person was made out of meat, which they are not. All right, next up is Bevyn.
All right, so what is this thing made of again?
Some type of metal.
Metal. Okay.
Yeah, it seems to be goldish. Like you're not sure if it's brass or it could be iron, just gilded or painted. You don't know.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just going to shoot at it with my bow. I am looking for preferably in the torso area, looking for shooting at the areas between the joints and whatnot. So
all right.
And that's going to be a 7. So yeah, I will just yell out to Anna. Let's see. So I'm just going to yell to Anna to aim for the joints, do better than aim for the joints, and do better than I did.
Yeah, and as your arrow
then she has. I cast. Or I grant her help on her next attack. So
as your arrow flies in true Waterdeep Matrix fashion, it just snaps its entire body back 90 degrees at the rear. The arrow's like sailing by and clattering off of the brick and stone behind it, and it shoots back up. Ash, you see, as you're walking down, you're trying to figure out where this Potter's Guild is. You've just been a day into Waterdeep, and you don't need all of this nonsense that's going on, this huge parade, and people are clamoring all over the place, and it just seems so confining, so tight, so you feel like you can't breathe, and it's like your own internal fire is somehow dwindling under all of this weight of human. As you kind of stagger down the different main road, where before a calamity had happened, where a dinosaur on a parade just went stampeding through the crowd and down a street. As you wander around, you see what looks to be a fair group of guards kind of like encircled behind, and you can hear them like looking and smiling, and they're tapping and they're kind of pointing down this alleyway, as you kind of wander through trying to look for any sort of help. What would you like to do?
As I'm slogging along, I'm just so exhausted. It's hot, and it's not regular hot. It's just like there's so many people, and I'm not used to having so many humans around. It's a little weird. And seeing these guards and stuff, I go walking up to them with my map, trying to find what is it? The Dirty Paws studio. This beautiful guild that I've been sent to. I've come all the way from Baldur's Gate, excited to join this new place, and I'm just hopelessly lost. So, excuse me, sir. Over the crowd of people and all the hubbub. Where is this place? And I'm just pointing at my map. I don't even say the words. I don't even.
And he's barely looking at you. He's focused down this alleyway. What do you want?
This thing. I need to go to this place. Wait. What's? I hear like the arrows ricocheting off the wall. What's going on there? You guys are guards? Shouldn't you go in there?
No, it's all right. They've got it. They're fighting a nimble right.
What do you mean they got it? Oh my goodness. The thing just like split and went backwards. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And for a second, she feels like a little panic coming up, and she drops her things, her heavy, her leather apron. She unties it from her time among the kilns and furnaces back at home. And she drops her large pack, the crossbow, clattering onto the ground. And in her little panic, seeing what's going on, reaches for, on her hip, a little bag where there's a tiny little figurine of a red rabbit. And she holds it out and she says, "Firebolt!" Just.
All right. As you go walking in, you can see them now, this brass or metallic looking creature, swords out. You throw out your hand and this tiny little firebolt goes shooting out. As you kind of look, as it parries one blow off to the side, it kind of holds both of its rapier and its dagger in a cross section. You see the firebolt coming straight towards it. It actually splits through with its rapier, and the two pieces of firebolt kind of fizzle out and kind of knock against the wall. Kiara, you're up.
All right. Seeing her companions getting hurt a little bit more than she likes to see, she's going to cast Guiding Bolt upon it. And I got a 20, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. That will hit.
And that's 19 points radiant damage. I did it at a level 2.
Okay. And that's not a spell save, right? That's just a you roll.
It was a range attack, yeah.
All right, cool. Just checking. And that was 19?
Mm-hmm. And next person to attack now has advantage.
Awesome. That was a significant blow. You see this thing gets hit hard and gets pushed back. It takes a moment, and you can see like you've definitely rattled it. And now it's glowing, you can actually hear now Kiara for the first time behind you, hey, as the guards behind you are watching. I've got 2 dragons on you. You've got this.
She'll turn around and blow a kiss at the guards.
Yeah, that only seems to make them all even more elated and cheering. And as you finish off, the nimble right now, nimble, I mean, they're obviously these are emotionless creatures, but this one in particular doesn't seem to be particularly thrilled that you just hurt them quite a bit. So they immediately go back to attacking. They go in between both Anna and Six. Anna, creature comes swinging around at you again with a rapier. Does a 17 hit? Okay. It kind of like goes back and kind of pinions your shoulder for 9 points of piercing damage. And then as it kind of pulls back, it kind of swings again to strike at you. And that will be a 19 to hit.
I'm down. Anna falls.
Okay. As soon as you fall, it uses its momentum to kind of spin. It shoots one leg out, so it kind of lowers its own profile 6, and it goes in to basically go at you, bro, full bore in the chest. And that will be a 16 to hit.
That is a hit.
And but I know you're a method role player, Megan, but you're not really dead. It's okay. Okay.
I'll be right back.
I gotcha.
That's unconsciousness.
And so that'll be just give me a quick second here. Yep. That'll be 7 points of piercing damage. And oh no, for its third attack, it comes straight up and down with the dagger. And that will be a unnatural 20, not a nat 20. And that'll be for 8 points of piercing damage.
All right.
By the way, nimble rights, they're tough.
Yeah.
So just to throw that one out there. All right, 6, you're up.
Okay.
And you have advantage on this roll.
Seeing Anna go down, I'm going to, with a renewed fury, I'm going to attack this thing. I'm going to attack this thing with my rapier. With it, are you kidding me? I'm going to spend a point of inspiration to change one of these. Because on advantage, I rolled 2 8s. And I rolled a 9. So, that first attack is going to be a 14, which I don't believe hits. No. And seeing that, I'm going to, as a bonus action, I'm going to, in one motion, draw my scimitar in an upward arc, or my with my 2 weapon fighting. So okay. As I'm unsheathing it, I'm just bringing it straight up in an arc at this thing. That's a 15. Wait, can I domain die that?
Sure.
Because I know that misses since my last 15 missed. I'm gonna domain die that to turn it into an 8. That was an 8 in case you didn't hear that.
Yeah, no, I did. I'm just really, really like, do you have a dice jail that you might want to put that one in? I'm just saying you might not be a bad idea.
I'm just going to tuck it in the corner over here.
There you go. And you hope that it understands what it did, and then maybe it can come back in the next session or something. All right, Bevyn.
I just look at Bevyn and shrug, but it's that desperate kind of, I don't know what's happening. Bevyn?
Oh, it sounded like Mike was going to ask me something, but okay.
Nope.
So yeah. So Anna is down. I'm going to run to Anna, and intention is to just try and pull her away a couple of feet and try to stabilize her. I can do that with a medicine check, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That took me a second, but yeah.
Yeah.
Now, however, keep in mind the nimble right is right there. So if you go to drag her, you may provoke an opportunity attack.
On me or on her?
On you, not on her.
Okay. That's okay. Then I'm not going to do that. Then, I am going to be. All right. I asked this in the chat, but I didn't get an answer, so I'll just do this. And if you don't like it, then tell me. I have the ability to use help as a bonus action, so I'm just going to turn to the sorcerer and the cleric behind me and just say, "You're doing a better job than I am." And then I will cast help, and I'm just kind of pointing out. I'll just point to Kiara and say, do more of what she did there. So I cast help as an action and a bonus action to Ash and Kiara, and they both have advantage.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm totally fine with that.
Okay.
Okay. So then, that in that sense, we go to Ash.
She stands up straight after shooting that initial firebolt, just seeing the Nimblewright just kind of split it apart so effortlessly. And her initial panic quickly starts to melt away. And instead, as an attribute of a Genasi, her eyes kind of light up a little bit, usually a dark brown, start to turn a little more red. You can see little bits of flames kind of wisping at her hair. And she, for a moment, looks utterly furious that her attack did not hit. And so this time, again, taking another step forward a little closer, she tries to do Firebolt one more time, just whipping her hand out just a little more vigorously. That's a crit failure, though. That's a 1.
Domain dice.
Okay, domain dice. That's allowed.
Heck yeah, it is.
Okay. Better. 15.
As you shoot forward, the Nimblewright kind of just ducks its head to one side, and it goes. But this time, you did manage to break one brick from your firebolt, and it just seems to just crumble off.
Technically, Chesic student reminds us in the chat that Ash had advantage.
Oh, yes.
So I'm going to put that domain dice back. If that's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chesic student, keeping us on our toes.
Thank you. All right. Come on, nat 20. You got one more roll. Do it big.
Wait, me?
Well, she rolled twice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I was just saying, using her second roll instead of spending the domain die would have been her advantage.
Right, gotcha. Well, if you'd like to use a domain die, you certainly could. We can just, rewind it.
I'm only going to do it again because don't want Anna to be dying next round. Okay.
So you
That's
are
fair.
going to spend the domain die?
I will.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Let's do
Net
it.
20. Net 20.
No.
Oh, no.
It's a 13.
It's not you, it's
Wait,
us. It's who you're hanging out with.
Is it a natural 13? So like with like, what would it be with, or is that 13 after everything?
After everything.
Ah, poopy. Okay.
I know.
Yeah, it kind of, it ducks out of the way. Kiara.
Seeing Anna go down, Kiara, her eyes start flashing that glowing color again because she's furious. And she is going to square her shoulders and look directly at the nimble right. And I already rolled and got a crit on it. So this fellow's getting an Eldritch Blast of 17.
Okay, so 17 damage on the Eldritch. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. So basically, she just extends her hand out, and there's this huge bolt that basically surges from her hand, and it crackles over and seeps right into the chest of this nimble right.
You punch a hole clean through it. You can see the brick wall behind it as it kind of looks back and just kind of in shock. It kind of stumbles back and cocks its head, and it makes one more attack as it's the top of the round. And it's going to attack Anna. No, I'm just kidding. It's not going to attack. No. I actually dislike, and I'll be straight up with everyone, even on stream and everything. My thought is, when a player's down, that's cool. If you take it and they have to do a death saving throw, okay. But my biggest pet peeve is when GMs say, well, the character's down, but it wants to make sure that it's dead. It's like, no. You're basically saying it's a player versus GM thing. And I hate that. I do. I really do. But anyway, that's enough rant for me. I apologize. We'll just carry on. It is going to make an attack on you, 6. Nice. And I have rolled a nat 1, which is cool with one small exception. I'm going to use that point of inspiration, which y'all shouldn't have given to me. I think that's how you Americans say it. And I'm going to roll. Oh, that's better. It's an unnatural 20. That's why I'm not supposed to do the, okay. Anyway, it attacks you only once. And that'll be for 7 points of piercing damage. It is starting to get very, like, its moves are sluggish, as it tries to, it goes and stabs you. Anna, Anna, I know you're away, but will need you to make one death saving throw, as 6. Or were you like, because you were down, right? Were you down, or like dead? Not dead, right? Okay.
Did you need me to make 2? Because I think.
Nope.
You only had the one turn.
You only had the one turn. Yeah. So
Okay.
so just the one. And 6, it is your turn. That's a frowny face if I ever did see one.
What just happened, Megan?
You're rolling that one.
Maybe.
We don't have enough dice to turn that into a success.
Well, that's yeah, but okay. So you failed 2, but that doesn't mean you're dead. That just means that you're one away from dead.
Yep.
That's fine. I mean, sure, maybe the next, as soon as 6 is done, you'll have to roll another one. But I mean, hey.
Yeah. 6 looks down at Anna and sees this thing struggling. Thank you, Skellington Jr. 6 says, not sure who he's thanking. Making sure we have more domain dice in there. And there's a moment where I start to lean away from the Nimblewright and toward Anna. My sword with my hand with the scimitar in it. And then I just look around and I look at this thing teetering with a hole blown through it, and I lunge at it, taking with 2 completely different dice, taking my attack and my bonus attack. So starting with my attack, that's going to be a 17 on the die with the rapier, so that's a 22 to hit.
That hits.
So I'm going to do... Let's see, that's going to be 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to turn that into a... Nope, I'm just going to do a secondary attack with my scimitar. That is a crit. That is a nat 20. So with the scimitar, that would be 6, 7, 8, 9 plus.
Hang on. How do you take this guy down?
Oh, there's that moment where Six was hesitating and looking like he was going to try to help Anna, and he decides instead to deal with this Nimblewright before it can cause any more problems. And I think what I do is, seeing this hole that Kiara blasted through this thing's midsection, that first strike with the rapier goes up inside through the innards and through the mechanisms, and I can feel the rapier kind of, catching against some of the mechanisms inside. And I follow it up with the scimitar, basically using the rapier as a guide, driving the scimitar up inside, twisting, and just doing one of these, pulling apart and ripping it in half.
Nice. And as pieces of it begin to fly all over and just scatter, the only thing left are a smoking pair of legs with a little pouch hanging off it. The tabard that it was wearing kind of flutters off and lands into like a detritus filled puddle. And okay.
At this point, Kiara is seeing the Nimblewright down.
All right. Now, at the same time, Anna, I'd like you to make me one final winner chicken dinner. You succeed. You better succeed. That was great. What'd you get?
I got 11.
Yay!
Oh, thank God.
Oh my gosh.
This
You
isn't
just
meat
cut it
grinder
close.
mode.
Skin of teeth. My God.
Thank goodness.
Oh man, that was I was a little worried, but anyway, so you rush over and
cure wounds on Anna, and I'm picking her up onto my lap and just cradling her and just almost like rocking her a little bit. You're not going down today, not today, and you're getting 14 points back. Cast at level 2.
yay! No one's
Anna.
dead. Well, dead.
Anna just kind of groans, opens her eyes for a little bit. Oh, that hurt.
Yes, I can't imagine that it tickled, dear. It's gone now, though.
Who killed it?
Mostly me, but Six got the last swipe.
You can see that this has made Anna almost more upset than her being in pain, as she just kind of lays her head back.
I'm still standing there with my back to Anna. The rapier and the scimitar held sort of, muscles still taut. There's that tension of the fight.
As soon as I see Kiara at Anna's side, I rush past, and as I go past, I'll just kind of tap Six on the back, on the shoulder, just kind of like a good job tap. But then I
instantly swing around when you tap me on the shoulder. I come around with the scimitar, but I'm leading with my elbow, and I stop when I see you. But I come around raising the scimitar with the rapier kind of up like this, like about to attack you.
And I see it out of the corner of my eye, but I don't move. As I continue to pass, I just, good work, Six. It's just me. And I'll head on, and I'm going to look over this nimble right. I'm going to just check it over, see what I can find.
Sure. So as far as the nimble right's concerned, the tabard, as it kind of washed off in the puddle, you see the very familiar snake symbol of the Growlhuns. This kind of dark green tabard with this kind of what looks to be a gold snake going around a central jewel. Other than like smoking parts, you do find a little pouch attached to the nimble right. Inside the pouch, you find nothing except for a folded piece of paper. Actually, sorry, not paper, vellum. So as you unfold this vellum, hey folks at home, you're like, what's vellum? So vellum is in the before time. Before it used to be paper, it used to be on thin, skinned animal hide. And that was the very expensive stuff. So if you ever find an old book made of vellum, you hit the jackpot. There you go to Disneyland. So as you unfold it, you see that it's a map of Waterdeep. It takes virtually no time at all to investigate and look, and you can see now there is an X on in the Trade War district, and a name that is right beside it, and that name is Fenris Stormcastle. That's what you see on the map.
Kiara,
I will,
while you're looking at that, Kiara,
Yes, Six.
when did you start casting fireballs or firebolts or whatever?
The new trick that's kind of come about.
No, not the big balls of radiant light. Those actual firebolt things that were flying in here.
That wasn't me.
That wasn't you.
No.
That was me. I'm sorry. I just saw the guards all gathered around, and I didn't like what was going on. I'm sorry. And she, Ash looks at her hands. I'm usually a better shot.
I go walking.
You're apologizing for trying to help?
I go walking up to this person. And how tall is Ash?
Just like a 5'8".
So we're pretty close. I'm 5'9", so we're pretty close to eye. I come walking up to you, this sort of Maine Coon looking tabaxi. Looking a little matted. I'm actually looking pretty rough after that fight. Just answer me this.
Yes.
Were you trying to hit that thing, or were you trying to hit one of us?
I was honestly trying to hit that thing.
You don't need to say any more. I quickly sheath a sword, put an arm on your shoulder, and lead you in. You're clearly somebody we want to have around. Although, if I'm telling the truth, Perhaps your aim could be a little better.
It could. And for a moment, from the intensity, the fire's out of her eyes, her hair's kind of relaxed back to her normal state. And she takes a deep breath and she's like, I've just been walking around and I'm so tired and I don't know what's going on. It's been a long day and can you help me find this place?
It's been a long day all around.
It has. I'm glad to see that your companion is okay, or is certainly in good hands right now. Is she going to be okay?
She's going to be fine.
I don't turn to look at you, Anna. I just sort of do that thing where I half turn my head just enough so that you can hear me better. You're going to be okay, Anna.
You see Anna's still kind of laying down, but she just kind of holds up a thumbs up.
6, she's going to be fine.
She's a tough one. She's going to be fine.
What? Do you mind if I ask what's going on? I don't mean to pry. I don't mean to nosy, but I did just, toss myself in here. Yeah, what was that about? I've come from, the old lands of my kind, and we've never had something like that.
And at this point, I've pocketed the vellum, and I'll walk up to the group and we thank you for your help. The story of what's going on here is, well, it'll take some telling, but
maybe it should be told over some drinks, Bevyn.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe we can help this good Samaritan find what she's looking for and bring her over for some drinks.
I'm a Genasi.
What's your name, dear?
I'm Ash. And just kind of taking a moment, you could see that she's red hair, dark eyes. Her skin is also red. It's a little bit red, a little bit of a fiery hue. She's dressed in otherwise a long sleeve but tight sleeve tunic, simple linen pants, and of course behind her is the pile of her items and her a thick leather apron that clearly comes from somebody who works with fire. And she does take a moment to go gather her things and put her whole bag back on, and she takes out a neat little envelope. I've come here from Baldur's Gate, and I'm actually trying to find this new pottery guild where I'm going to be continuing my training. So yeah, nice to meet you guys. I'm sorry to come in at such an impromptu time, but yeah.
Again, no need to apologize at all for this. This was it was a help, and I'm sure we'd be more than happy to help you. I can't say that I'm familiar with this new guild, but maybe perhaps back at the tavern someone might know.
And we're in with most of the guilds in town, so if we'll know somebody that knows.
That would be fantastic. Nobody's been much help, but it seems like it's been pretty crazy. I don't quite know what this parade's about. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but that's okay. We're here, and I'm ready to go. It's been such a long road. And she's just clearly a lot happier now the conflict's over and just excited.
If Anna is still down on the ground, I will go over and extend a paw to help you up to your feet.
She would accept it, but as she pulls herself up, kind of wincing a little bit at the multiple cuts, now healed but still visible. I suppose you're going to gloat now, right?
You just hear a and I turn and walk away.
Oh, that's cold.
Something tells me that means he cares a little bit more than he wants to admit, my dear. And there he goes right now.
That's what tabaxis look like.
Part
they
of
all
them,
look
yes.
So, as you all go, where are you planning on going to? Back to the Nobody's Inn?
It's been a very long day, and I need a drink.
Okay. So, as you make your way down from where you are, which is, and I'm going to just try and remember where it is. I'll give anyone. Oh, no, wait. That's right. It was on Delzoran Street. Luckily, it's very close. So as the the five of you, because I'm not there, go walking up. I look at the group. As the six of you, wait a minute. I'm everyone else.
Does anybody else see the Canadian with us?
There's two of us.
Is that just me?
Don't forget, there's two.
Well,
of
no,
us.
there's only one Canadian here. I see an Asamer, I see a Genasi, I see a half elf, a human, and a Canadian.
I also see a Tabaxi who suddenly has minus 12 con. Anyway,
when we get to the manor, I just turn to the Canadian and I say, "We don't serve their kind here."
Yes, and to which the Canadian says, "Well, I'm going to take my universal healthcare and go home, eh?" And leave you all. So as you get to the Nobody's Inn, you open the door. There's still there's a fair number of patrons sitting, drinking. A few of them that recognize you kind of wave. Where would you? I'm assuming you're just going to grab any old table and have a seat.
Yeah, I'll head back to the bar and grab a tray full of drinks and bring them to whatever table everyone sits down at. Well, I think we've earned these. And I just house my first one.
Nice.
What
everybody else.
In case nobody mentioned these, Ash, this is our establishment.
Oh, I had no idea. Wait, you guys own it, or you own it like everybody knows you?
A little bit of both.
Oh, cool. Oh, goodness.
Well, actually, a whole lot. All four of us actually are the owners and proprietors of this establishment.
How did such an interesting crew such as yourself happen to together? She asks as they sit down and they get their drinks, and she plops her things next door.
Well, I like to consider it a matter of luck, but we've had ties together in the past, and we kind of got to work together on something unexpected, and this sort of fell into our laps for a short story of a longer one.
It just sounds like some fairy tale. You know, you guys look like heroes out there. I don't quite know what was going on. Like, where'd the nimble right come from? I know. I think you. What is it? I don't actually know everybody's names.
Oh, that was rather rude of us. I'm Kiara.
Kiara. We got. I think somebody mentioned Anna's name and the cat.
I am a tabaxi, if you please.
Yes, sorry. I'm sorry.
But
yes.
my name is, we are a bit above the common alley cats and house cats, but I am 6 days into summer. But you can call me Six.
Ooh, that's what kind of name, or where does that come from? 6 days in the summer instead of a Kiara.
6 days into summer is well, that is the day on which I was born. The 6th day into summer, and so my mother gave to me that name.
That's cool.
It is the way of the Baxi.
Got it. And of course, you're the man What's your name?
You can. My name is Bevyn.
Yes.
And
I'm sorry I'm so energetic. I just it's been a lonely road. I'm glad to be among some other friendly faces.
well, we certainly appreciate your help today.
Oh, I
Yeah.
did nothing.
We don't have many that step in to help us, so when it happens, it's noticeable, and we truly thank you.
I don't see why people wouldn't step in more. It's quite lacking in compassion or empathy, I suppose.
Did you not see the guards, the Waterdeep law enforcement that were standing at the mouth of that same alley, casting lots as to how we would perform?
I know it's despicable. And she just kind of hits her fist lightly on the table. Like, if that happened back in, oh gosh, what is it? Akunal? Kanul, sorry. Kanul. It's been ages since I've been there. Just the other Genasi. Oh, that wouldn't fly. And she takes a swig of her drink.
Oh, you're in for quite the treat here in Waterdeep.
Yeah.
There's not much in the way of help, and there's plenty of shenanigans.
Put it mildly.
We always do like shenanigans.
You will find plenty of that around here. Perhaps not tonight, but on a night in which I am, not bleeding so much. You should catch this show. We do performances here on the weekends. Well, I do performances in which, through sword dancing and a bit of mimicry and acting, I act out our adventures.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to, but I do need to check into that guild.
What was the name of the guild of which you are looking?
It's the Dirty Paws, and I haven't met them, but given the name, I think it is a tabaxi as well who might run it. And basically ever so often they will kind of trade guild members as representatives to mine in Baldur's Gate and then to this one, and well, it's my turn this time. And I quite look forward to it. My fire powers, and she lets a little bit of flame just kind of escape her fingers just for a little show, is certainly very useful for making nice everyday things. What, bowls and plates, and I do like to sculpture, and she takes out that little red rabbit like totem again, and she just kind of fiddles with it.
Mike, would I know where this guild can be found in town?
Strangely enough, you've all heard of all of the many different guilds, but this guild of potterers doesn't quite sound familiar to you.
And yet Dirty Paws totally sounds like a tabaxi name.
I
have been called that
club.
on more than one occasion.
Or a club.
This is not descending into what I think it is.
Well, I hear they're quite reputable, at least from where I'm from. I don't know. You guys, is it a bad place? And she just kind of grimaces. She's a little uncertain.
Quite frankly, I haven't heard of it myself. Though I'm sure that you're more than welcome to, and she's going to look at the other three, stay here with us while we try and figure out where it is.
Yes, of course.
I mean,
That'd be
yes.
very
I have a... We have a spare room.
I definitely would greatly appreciate that, so long as I can, pull my weight around. I typically don't fight, but I certainly don't mind, what is it? Flex a bit of muscle if you need some more help with whatever those things were. I'll definitely work on my aim, for certain.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I hope we do not run into any more of those things. But if we do, we should be able to tell if they are in the area, perhaps. And I toss the nimble rate detector onto the table.
Right, and one other thing, if you're going to live here, then we have a guest, a ghost, who lives here. He used to own this place. His name was Liff. I may or may not have killed him.
Oh.
It sounds a lot more horrific than it actually is. He's quite a nice fellow, very helpful, helps keep the place clean. He's actually quite an asset, believe it or not.
How does a ghost... She just kind of thinks for a second. How does a ghost help to keep things clean?
I haven't quite figured that out yet, but he's quite good at it.
Seems to be a bit more of a, what you would call a friendly poltergeist.
Right.
Right.
He wasn't too friendly at first, but, I mean, he was upset that,
Things
he
happened.
died.
He died. I understand if he was upset about that.
But just if you, your lights turn on, an erotic book gets left in your
Erotic book?
Yes, he has a little odd sense of humor every so often.
Oh goodness. I've never encountered a ghost or anything like that, but I all right. I certainly appreciate you telling me instead of that being a surprise. Last thing I want to do is be startled and accidentally set anything on fire. So thank you. Okay. That would not be good. All right.
You all do sound crazy right now, but that's okay, because crazy is what we do here in the Durgans and the Jurgens.
I was not going to be I was not going to lead with the story of Lef, the friendly poltergeist. I was going to. That's more of a second day kind of revelation.
You could even save it for like a week down the road if you want.
Or she could have found out tonight the hard way.
When he lights
I'd
the
rather
candles
be
and makes
told
sure everything's turned down for the night. Oh, that wouldn't be startling at all.
No, I do. Yes, I would have rather known now. But where did the thing come from? What the hay was a? What did you call it? A nimblewright?
Yes, it's a nimblewright built by a nimblewright that had gone astray.
I always thought, I didn't think Waterdeep was a dangerous place to be, but if those things are, I don't know. And she looks at Kiara, I see her like, look at her.
It's definitely not exactly a calm and serene environment. And I've grown up here, so...
Fair enough, yes. Okay. That just shows how much I have not been out of my house.
Well, I mean, yeah, there are things such as the nimblewright, and I sort of indicate on my leather armor some new light, like slashes in the surface. This here, and I point to a gash that's been sewn with golden thread. I was stabbed here, almost in the heart. But thankfully, my friends, they brought me back. And this hole here, and you see down in my stomach area, there's a hole in the leather armor that's been stitched with gold thread. I was shot, but not with a crossbow or an arrow. It was a type of... It was like a crossbow, but it did not have a bow part to it, and it belched flame, and whatever it was that hit me, it hurt, and that was another one of my lives gone.
Oh my goodness. Well, it doesn't help now, but should such things happen again, unless you want to stitch it, I can always help fix things. I'm pretty good at that.
I do.
Just so you know.
I do. That is very much appreciated. But these ones here, these ones have almost taken my life, but not succeeded. So I like to stitch them in gold as reminders. Plus, when I am performing, I can point to them and tell the tale. These are 2 special stories that I get to tell in performance.
That makes sense. I don't think any normal man would be, or tabaxi, would be stitching old clothes, or sorry, not old, worn clothes with golden thread just to fix it. Golden thread. I'm sure that's a pretty penny.
Well, if you look really close, you would see that it's just yellow thread. But that doesn't stop Six from referring to it as golden thread. Six is making a mental note. Wow, I should actually get some gold thread.
So, if I may, you keep mentioning the nimble rights and that something has happened, but I'm sure there's something much deeper behind them. What lurks in the depths of Waterdeep?
At this point, Bevyn is getting a little bit uncomfortable with the depth of the conversation that we're going to. So totally cool with the friendliness up front, but as we get deeper and deeper into this conversation, he starts shutting down and starts like throwing some glances at Anna, and then trying to throw glances at Six. Like I'm trying to like give some signals like shut up Six, but I'm guessing he's not picking up. But
well, no, because right about this point is like, well, I mean, you've got the Nimblewright, as Kiara said, was built by a Nimblewright from the temple. There's the Zentarum, there's the Harpers, the opera. We'll have to tell you about the opera. You may want to go to the opera. The sewers. There are things in the sewers, and there are have you ever seen a floating?
Have you ever after a long journey?
What is that, Kiara?
She's tired. You don't need to overwhelm her with everything all at once.
I was just telling her about the little gazers. I think they were called.
Yes, there were those, but you may just want to sort of reel it in a little bit and let her, I don't know, decompress and sort of take in.
I'm going to roll an insight.
It's going to go over his head again.
Just to see. Oh, that's let's see. Insight is +1, so that's a 5. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying. You said we were going to tell her over drinks. I'm trying to tell her what is going on.
I'm saying you better stop before you scare the poor girl back out of Waterdeep.
Oh, I mean, I'm going to be here. It's besides this, like I do have a job to do. But I only ask because I do want to know places where I shouldn't go. I know that might not sound very convincing, and she glances at Bevyn, seeing how he's just kind of not into all this. So I do apologize. I'm really good at being nosy and prying where maybe I shouldn't yet. But I do try to be upfront about that. And I know that makes you a little bit of a weirdo. Even among Ganassi, I can't help but ask all these questions. And Ash just kind of, runs her hand along her jaw and plays with her little totem for a moment. I apologize if you don't want to answer. I get it, and that's okay.
Look, Ash, it's not that we're not thankful for what you did, how you helped us today, but ultimately we just met you, and there's just a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff going on that we can't get into yet, but
that's okay. I understand. Like I said, I know I have that habit of just asking all these questions. Should we hang out more? I'll be happy to find out later on, and that's okay. And she takes a swig of her drink and is having a good time.
I will say, Ash, being observant is definitely to your advantage here in Waterdeep. Take in everything you notice. But oftentimes it's better to keep your mouth closed a little bit more often before asking anything.
I guess so. It's I don't know. It's I've been admonished for asking too many questions when I was younger, much to my mom's, my dear mother's delight. But I am afraid it's something that I have never grown out of.
Well, then just be careful who you're asking, because not everyone is going to be as accommodating and patient or concerned about your welfare.
I appreciate it. But I do, with given in time, I hope to be of help to you. Hopefully I'll find the guild and, be able to move along and whatnot. But it sounds like it might be rather hard to find. I don't know.
Ow! What was that for? Who kicked me?
Sorry. Little late.
I wasn't even talking.
I saw it. You were going to open your mouth.
He's not wrong.
Well,
know what?
Right.
What?
Yes.
What time of day is it?
Yeah, I'd say probably about. I'd say it's probably at this point you guys have been sitting down, having a couple of drinks. Helmond has probably even come around and laid out some food on the table for you. It's probably getting around 6:30, 7 o'clock. Sun's starting to go down.
Oh
Okay.
gosh, go ahead.
Oh,
I was going to say it's still early, but as some of you have mentioned, I am rather tired. So I don't mind going to wash up and maybe running into you folks tomorrow, and I can get some help actually looking at my map and trying to make sense of it. And she takes out her map and just kind of slaps it on the table, a little frustrated with it.
Is there any sort of marking on the map as to where the guild might be?
Just in that she opens it up and she has a general circle that's been marked out in probably charcoal in the traders or merchant area of Waterdeep.
Yeah,
I just know that it's in here.
Yeah, it would be in the trades ward.
Yes, there. Thank you.
Right, just the old trades ward. That's all they gave you.
They said I'd recognize it. It's you'll see lots of dusty footprints in and out of a place, because I guarantee with clay it gets everywhere.
I open my mouth, and then I look at Anna, and I scooch my chair back away so I'm out of kicking range. I think that this is something we could help you with in the morning. If it is okay with you, as I look at the others, I will show Ash to the spare room that, I have a few costumes and things in there, but they shouldn't be in the way.
Tell you what, Six, why don't you make sure she gets something to eat first? I'll make sure everything's in order. I need to run upstairs for just a couple quick minutes, if you don't mind. I'm sure the girl is hungry.
Oh, starving.
And Helmut does a great job of cooking. So it'd be a shame for her to go upstairs on an empty stomach and a little bit of a stressful day. I'll be right back, though.
Okay.
No, you will not. This is our thanks to you. And at that, Kiara is up from the table and she's heading upstairs.
And I'll signal over to the waitstaff and just ask for them to bring just fill the table with food.
And Ash takes little time in waiting. She is quite starving, and she absolutely adores food. So she, with a quick thank you, she just tears into some bread and is just delighted at having some fresh food.
So with the talk and the drinks, and now we're eating, has enough time passed that this would count as a short rest?
Yes.
I would like to say then that during this time, I'm just sort of telling short stories, like little tales that are almost like I'm kind of like describing my performance. And maybe even some new performances with the Nimblewright and things like that, how I'm going to work them in. And in doing so, that is essentially mechanically my Song of Rest, which grants everybody, if you're spending hit dice, which I certainly am, that grants you 1d6 extra hit points on top of whatever other hit dice.
That is a nice ability. Like, dang.
Yep, the Bard's Song of Rest.
I love it. It's a good one.
It's fantastic.
That is rad.
And it levels up starting at 9.
Oh, cool. To what, like a D8? And then
it goes up to a D8, and then it goes up to a D10 at 13, and then at 17th level, it becomes a 1D12.
Oh, that's nice. Well, unless you roll bad.
Actually, I think it mirrors or comes pretty close to mirroring Bardic Inspiration. Anyway, so yeah, because I need 6 has been in pretty bad shape. I think he's
how close were you? Just for
I mean, not terrible, but less than half.
All right.
I like that we all just sat down with 2/5 of our group probably still bleeding profusely over the table.
6 was in pretty bad shape, looking pretty beat up. I imagine 6 and Anna were both the worst for wear.
Yeah. But I like to think that our staff is just like, oh, yep, there they are again.
Yeah, nobody thinks anything about it.
Get the bleach. So, as the din of the tavern kind of falls back behind your ears, Kiara, as you walk around and you go up to the manor, you open the door and you see a quill and a parchment, like a very kind of cheap parchment paper, just sitting on the table. You see a scrawl, like kind of scrawled on it in Lift's writing, but in Lift's like proper writing, not like, is his fear terrible handwriting. It says, she wants to talk to you.
Kiara would probably know right away what he means by that one.
And then you see the quill kind of pull up, even just as you nod your head, the quill kind of pulls up. Do you want her to talk to all of you?
Well, it might explain some things for them. What do you think, Liv? Let him in on the secret?
And then you just I don't know what secret, but sure. And it's just like, sure. And then a very hastily scrawled question mark.
All right.
She's asked me to tell you to go get them.
Kiara's just going to let out a sigh and go downstairs.
And that's where we're going to have our break. So we'll just take a little 10-minute break, and then we'll be back for the conclusion as to what's going on.
Yeah, so stick around. During the break, we will be running a countdown timer, and there's a series of a promotional video with some promos for various channels and products that some of us have. But absolutely use this time as well to use the restroom, refresh your drinks. We'll come back and finish up this session in 10 minutes. So we will see you in just a few. Hey internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and this is The Intermission. Mini Terrain Domain, or MTD, is a channel dedicated to the love of and participation in the world of tabletop role-playing games. Whether we're designing encounters or miniature terrain, building worlds or dice towers, or just playing games, everything we do here is because we love this amazing hobby. That is why the mission statement of Mini Terrain Domain is simply imagine, build, play. If you like to watch live play or actual play D&D games, you can do so at twitch.tv/anyterraindomain 3 days a week at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. On Sundays, you can join us for Cult of Personality, a long-running campaign set in the Tomb of Annihilation adventure setting. On Mondays, you can join us for All That Glitters, a Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign guaranteed to be epic proportions. And every Thursday night, you can join us for Dawnbringers, the Forge of Fury. This is a series of mini campaigns going across the gamut of several well-known modules. Season 1, which is available on youtube.com/miniterraindomain, took place in the Sunless Citadel. And Season 2 is currently taking place in the Forge of Fury. If you can't join us in the chat for our live shows, that's okay. You can usually catch the roleplay, or rather the replay, on YouTube just 2 days later. If you're a fan of what we do here and you'd like to support what we do, there are a variety of ways you can do this. First, simply follow the Twitch channel or hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Next, make sure you follow all of the participants of each game or show on their various social media platforms. To do this, if you're watching live with us on Twitch, you can simply type an exclamation point and that person's name into the Twitch chat, or on YouTube, you can look down below the information bar and all of their links can be found there. Finally, if you would like to provide monetary support, which flows right back into the production of the channel so we can continue making great content, you can join the growing list of patrons on Patreon. Additionally, you can also use Ko-Fi or Coffee to buy a coffee or two. I like coffee. But the absolute best way to support the channel is to follow and subscribe on Twitch and YouTube and join us in the chat. If you have an Amazon Prime account and you link it to your Twitch account, you can subscribe to one channel per month absolutely free. No matter what you decide to do, we are just happy to have you here. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more great content in just a few moments. Remember, metadata!
Hi everyone, I'm V and I have the YouTube channel, The Crafting Muse. Please be sure to go over there and check it out if you too would like to learn how to make some tabletop terrain, paint miniatures, as well as some game accessories. I'm always happy to have new subscribers over there.
Learn the ways of the Game Master, the Dungeon Master, and delve into the minds of the players. If you're looking for adventure, excitement, thrills, and a dice-rolling good time, grab the modules each month and play the campaign with your gaming group with quest givers DM Scotty and DMG. They're taking you on an epic journey through the role-playing experience every Friday. You're sure to get hooked on adventure.
And we really liked the idea of creating adventures together, so we thought that'd be a lot of fun to share with you guys.
I didn't think this kind of stuff would come out of my brain. We are quest givers, and I'll see you in the next video.
Adventure Mixtape, a music and adventure anthology, is a collection of 4 adventures for the 5th edition of the world's most popular role-playing game. The adventures are setting neutral and meant to be seamlessly dropped into any world that has a large seaside city and a jungle environment. With a bit of adaptation, the environments could be changed to suit any group. In Treaty of the Tiger King by Kelsey Dion of the Arcane Library, a distant king arrives at the city to negotiate the peaceful end of a war, but the Mercenary Guild has other insidious plans for him. Will the players be able to thwart assassination attempts against King Rami and help him negotiate circles of social intrigue in order to finally end the war? In Madness of the Majestic Menagerie by Ken Brees of Burling's Beard, the famous Majestic Menagerie draws hordes of visitors to the metropolis and cultural hub known since time immemorial as Splendor by the Sea. But now the gates of the famous zoo have been shut, and the grand opening of the new section has been jeopardized by a spate of mysterious accidents and, it's whispered, grievous injuries due to uncontrollable creatures. Mr. Majestic seeks to hire investigators and troubleshooters who can keep a low profile to iron out any problems before the impending grand opening becomes a complete disaster. Do you have what it takes to uncover what's driving the madness that's befallen the Majestic Menagerie? In The Infernal Collection by Sharm Biswas, when an influential fashion designer is found dead days before a major fashion show, heroes are called in to solve the mystery, prevent any further destruction, and help the fashion house prepare for the show. Gorillas in Their Midst by Jacob W. Norman of Mini Terrain Domain is a pulp action adventure wrought with perilous challenges and high possibility of death. But what is adventure without danger? Of course, there is the lure of vast piles of unclaimed treasure and the accompanying fame that await those intrepid adventurers who would defy the odds and plunge into the heart of darkness. In this adventure, the characters will face raging river rapids, wicked waterfalls, poisonous plants, venomous vines, sinking sands, treacherous traps, and the vicious jungle demon itself, Awakane Gori. Grab your satchels, fedoras, and bullwhips. Adventure awaits. The Adventure mixtape also comes with 4 original songs inspired by and written for the heroic adventures herein. This collection of music and story is something unique. We had no better word for it than mixtape. If you ever received a cassette, CD, or digital playlist curated to take you on a memorable journey, then you'll recognize what you find inside this volume. Also included in the Adventure mixtape, courtesy of Kelsey Dion of the Arcane Library, are exclusive combat cards. Special cards that contain all of the items, monsters, and spellcasters found within these adventures to make running your adventure all the more easier. Adventure Mixtape, a music and adventure anthology, is available exclusively on drivethrurpg.com.
Cryforth, once home to the most wondrous kingdom the world had ever known, blasted to nothing in just a fortnight. It is here that the fiends of hell walk among us. It is here where all things die. Welcome to Cryforth. Demon invaders roam the landscape and have conquered all. The world is a ravaged and wrathful wasteland, where the old world lies buried beneath the blood and sand with its gods and its secrets. Water is fought over with blood and steel. Compatible with the 5th edition of the world's oldest fantasy role-playing game, this book contains all new character creation options, including all of the familiar classes with new aspects befitting the ravaged wastelands of Cryforth, along with new backgrounds, subclasses, spells, feats, and so much more. New races will allow you to play as the Cursed Ash Elves, the Forsaken Humans, the Primordial Incarnate, the Proud Orcs, the Reptilian Suri, or the Infernal-Blooded Tieflings. New game mechanics such as blood, grit, and effort give your games an intense focus on lethality and survival. Numerous roll tables full of ideas to help bring your games to life. Featuring incredible thematic art by Brandish Gilhelm of Runehammer Games, as well as Lloyd Collins. The people of Cryforth are not heroes. In Cryforth it is courage just to survive. Will you rise to face the tide of demons, or will you succumb to the hostile elements? Available now on drivethrurpg.com.
That's your cue, Mike.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you... Sometimes you say something after. Sometimes you're like, and we're back.
Okay, and we're back.
No, it's too late. You ruined it. That's it.
I'll go out and come back in again.
Permanent disadvantage on every roll from now
Why am I
on.
the only one you ever threaten permanent disadvantages and negative modifiers to?
Because it can.
Because I'm a smart ass tabaxi.
Yeah, a little bit. All right. As you open back up the door, Kiara, you see everyone sitting there. 6 is saying something about 6 because that's what 6 does. You just approach the table.
If you all are pretty much ready, there's something I was hoping to talk to you about upstairs.
Okay.
Ash just nods and nibbles on a piece of bread, just kind of like gives a look like and nods. Yeah, you guys can go.
All of us, or
Well,
all of us?
well, Ash, of course, can keep enjoying her meal. I don't want to rush her at all, but the 3 of you, if you don't mind.
All right.
Yeah.
Megan, can you kill your camera for a second?
Oh.
There you go.
Ta-da!
I will indicate to the wait staff that to keep bringing her food and drink as long as she desires it, and she pays for nothing.
Nothing. Yep, not a problem. Both Vila and Aulos kind of nod curtly as Aulos, a young tiefling woman, comes over and puts another pitcher of you're not really sure what it could be. It could be water. It could be ale. It could be something, but it's probably tasty. And she also takes some of the empty plates away and carries on. Now for the other 3 of you, or the 4 of you, I guess, you begin to kind of walk out around and upstairs. Once you get into the common area, you see nothing. The quill and the parchment is gone. Also, the table that was there is gone. As a matter of fact, the room, for some strange reason, I mean, it could be a trick of the light. You don't know, but the room just seems a bit bigger, like quite a bit bigger. As a matter of fact, it probably seems like a good 20-40 feet larger in either side, and that makes absolutely no sense. The only thing you do see is what looks to be a magnificent red silken carpet that just kind of leads off into the dead center of the far wall.
Did we always have that carpet?
No, this was not how I left it at all.
What's going on, Kiara?
Honestly, at this point, this is not what I had thought, so I'll take the lead.
Suddenly, it almost seems like reality kind of shifts and it kind of splits in a single line, and this kind of large opening just kind of opens up, and into this opening, like you're looking into a portal, you see behind just fountains and just cascading waterfalls of golden dragons and platinum coin and silver coin just falling into itself. Some even spill and kind of roll out of the portal and onto the floor outside. You see a figure step out. All of you see a figure step out. She is extremely tall, at least 5'11". She has walnut dark skin, which is framed beautifully in this incredibly elegant golden dress, which seems to be made out of golden dragons. You see interlocking dragons throughout. She has a flowing cape, almost a train behind her of these incredible laced platinum coin. Above her head, you see, atop her head of these incredibly tight-backed braids, you see this beautiful-looking tiara made out of so many different types of precious metals and stones. And as she begins to walk towards you, she stops at one point, and you see coins just falling, like just from, you don't even know where, but they just fall. As she steps, as she walks, coins just seem to roll and stop around her. Even as she's stepping onto the carpet and moving towards you, coins seem to fall in front of her, that all she steps on are golden coins and gold and platinum and silver. She stops and she crosses her arms in front of you. Hello, Kiara.
Hello.
Go on.
Are you Tymora?
Yes, I am. I am an iteration of Tymora.
I'm sorry, I've been used to you in a rather different form.
I know. It's easier to hide when you look so small. I imagine you probably have a lot of questions.
Oh, a few.
When I barred you from entrance into the Tower of Luck, it is because the Growlhounds did take your blood. When they took your blood, they gave it to the Castellanters. The reason being is that Lady Growlhound recognized you. She knew who you were, and she remembers the time when you hung off the arm of Victoro, much to Lady Castellanta's chagrin and disappointment. They used your blood to scry. They wanted to find out more about you. However, the blood was unfortunately tainted. The spell didn't quite work. You see, Victoro's blood got mixed in with your blood. And so they did scry. They found someone else.
Did they find Tabitha?
Yes.
Is she safe?
For now. But you need to see her. You need to be with her and help protect her. I can only do so much.
I'll leave immediately. I won't take any chances, not for her.
You will take your time. You will say goodbye to your friends. And when it is time in the morning, you will be where Tabitha is. I will ensure of that.
Thank you.
I do love you, Kiara. And I hope that at some point I will expect a lot from you. But for now, what is important is that you and Tabitha are safe. Good. Now spend time with your friends, and at dawn, we will go back to the temple, and we will see Tabitha. And she turns, and it's almost as if the portal has followed her. She just turns and walks straight into the portal, even though she has walked 20 feet. And as she walks through, the kind of sound of raining coin is the sound of the portal kind of sealing itself up and closing. The coins that were had all but disappeared, with the exception, with the exception of a small pile of platinum coin left at the end. Suddenly, it's almost as if your guys' like eyes just kind of seem to like get dry and water. And as you rub them, you see the table is back, the parchment and quill, everything is back to as it was.
Bevyn immediately looks to see if the coins are still there.
Of course you do. Yeah. There's a small pile of coin. It is there now, sitting on top of the table.
He takes note of the position of the coins.
All right. Well, tell you what. If you make me a perception check, you can find out everything about those coins.
13.
All right. You can tell that those are Waterdavian platinum suns. You do know that there are 50 of them. They're all platinum pieces, and they are arranged kind of in a pile, but it kind of looks like a kind of cool little 3D coin unto itself. It's kind of neat the way they are kind of piled like that. That's it. That's all you got.
So, is that why you had to leave the last time?
When I had to leave the first time from Waterdeep, it's because I was pregnant with Victorio's child. And his wife was dead set on making sure that neither myself and, unbeknownst to her, the child survived. So yes, I have a daughter. And I've been trying to keep her secretive because of that family. The more I was his trinket, the more I learned of them, and the more I realized that if I wanted any type of normal life for this child, she couldn't be here. So that's why I needed your help those years ago to get out of Waterdeep, before anyone else knew what was going on. I honestly didn't expect Timur to share this information at all. I thought she was just going to finally let it be known that I'm not crazy when I'm talking to myself, but that I'm talking to someone else.
So, you left your daughter?
Yes. She's like me. And when I realized that, I wanted to be sure that I had a better means of caring for her than my own parents did for myself. Which is why I came back, hoping I could make something of myself beyond someone's pawn.
Does this daughter of yours, does she know who you are?
Yes.
So you have a daughter that is somewhere
not close.
But this daughter, she knows of you.
Yes.
And she knows that you are not there.
Yes. But she's been left in the care of a very good woman.
Oh, how old is your daughter?
She's only 3.
I think at this point, despite my relatively calm demeanor, my tail is betraying some of my emotion as my tail is sort of flicking a little bit in that slightly agitated tabaxi way. Kiara, I do not want to... I do not want you to go. I do not want to tell you to go. But when I was young, my mother was taken from me and my siblings. It was a terrible thing to be without a mother. I have not seen my mother since that day. And every day, you look at what we just went through today, what we have gone through over the last 10 days or so. Couple of 10 days, however long it has been, we've been here. The dangerous situations we have been in. And every time, you are risking not returning to that daughter. You have to go to this daughter.
I'd already planned on it 6, quite honestly. As much as I've grown to love each and every one of you, she's the most important thing to me in this world. And I can't risk him getting to her, finding her, using her as he used me for whatever gains he wanted.
Does, by any chance, do you know, and I kind of lean in a little quieter, though we haven't really maintained much in the way of secrets from Bevyn and Anna, but does Mart know of your involvement with the Castle, this Victorio?
I can only assume he does, considering my history with him, and considering Mert knows a good deal. I don't know if he knows about Tabitha, though.
Well, look. It is good that you have decided you must go. Well, it is true. There will be an empty space left in each of our hearts when you leave. I will talk to Mert, and I will have him keep an eye on this Victorio Castellanter. And from the sounds of it, and even Two Eyes and his wife, to make sure if there are anything is happening that would put you or your daughter in danger. And rest assured, we will put a stop to that.
Thank you.
And I'll do the same with our contacts in the less savory side of town. But between us, there won't be much Vittorio can do that we won't know about. We'll do our best to keep him away.
Thank you, Bevyn. I don't know how long it'll be, but until I know it's safe for us both now, I have to be sure she's protected. And while I'd hope to bring her here later on, I don't think that's going to be a possibility now. At least not at the moment.
We will do what we can to make, continuing in our efforts to make the city safe enough for you to bring your daughter here. In the meantime,
does Timora need you to be sober when she picks you up in the morning?
Considering her usual patrons, I would say it's not usually a necessity, no.
Well, let's get past.
One thing, Kiara, you know about me is I am, of course, a master storyteller, and one of the things that makes a storyteller so good is not only the things that they tell, but the details that they leave out. And I can assure you that outside of this room, there will be no tales told, nor songs sung, nor dances made that weave the name of your daughter.
Thank you.
This is a secret that we keep amongst us. As I look to Bevyn and Six. Nope, Anna. I look at Bevyn and myself.
Of course.
That's some real self-reflection there. That's good, you know.
And I want you to have something.
See that Anna has been kind of very quiet, just kind of looking away, just kind of arms crossed, almost reverting into herself a little bit. Hasn't looked you in the eye yet.
Kiara's going to take out her little fox figurine.
This is Wisp. Wisp can send messages for you, and he's good about it, and he's quick about it, and he's quiet about it. And out of everyone here, you've helped with that heartache of missing my little girl. So you take Wisp and you use him when you need him to. And he will get that message to whomever you want. And then he comes back to you.
Anna does not look at you. Right, thanks. And she just takes the figurine.
I believe Bevyn said something about well, I believe his exact words were, right, let's get pissed.
That's right, 6. I'll pull out I pull out a pouch and I just kind of toss it in my hand a little bit, kind of weighing the coins in it, and I'm like, I know it's our place, but drinks are on me tonight. Let's see how much we can get out of this. And I'll head to the door and lead the way back downstairs.
For the record, for 50 platinum pieces, that would be enough to actually kill you all in booze. So I mean, you know, maybe not. You know, you also have a safe that you really haven't used yet, so there is that.
Yeah, I was referring to a pouch I had on me, not the platinum.
Oh, okay.
I will scoop up the platinum, and before I head downstairs, I'll just kind of let me put this in the safe real quick. I'll be right back.
And hopefully one of you is keeping tabs on what you have in the safe or how much you have in the safe. I'm not sure if that was you, Jake, or who it was, but
I thought Bevyn was taking party funds, but I could be wrong.
Was I?
All right, I will continue to do so.
I've always assumed, yeah. I mean, I haven't been so, but I haven't really been here when we've gotten money since the very beginning. So,
fair.
We still do have one more of those bars.
Did you put that in the safe too?
Mm-hmm.
Anna, did the gold bar go in the safe?
Yeah.
Yes, it did. It did.
And that was worth 250, right?
Yeah. You guys have quite a bit of coin kicking around. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right. Well, I will follow Bevyn, looking back and seeing Anna and Kiara still there. I'm going to look at Anna and try to catch her eye. And if you're not looking at me, I'm gonna. Psst. Hey, Anna.
Anna just looks at you with a scowl on her face.
And I point over your shoulder at Kiara. Talk to her. And I shut the door.
There's a long silence, and it is very uncomfortable as Anna just keeps shifting. And it looks like she's going to say something, but then she doesn't. But then she quickly takes something from underneath her shirt that's kind of been covered, and she takes it off, and it's this silver necklace, and it has this blue pendant on it, and this color of blue is just the most unique and just absolute intensely blue that you had ever seen. And it just looks like this piece of just uncut crystal almost. I don't like goodbyes, so I'm not going to say it. Because that is not right. We will see. I'll see you again. So it's until next time. And so that you will come back, I'm going to give you this to hold on to, and I want it back.
It's a deal.
My mom's.
Kiara is just going to hug her at that point.
And you see Anna just kind of go rigid for a moment, but then she relaxes.
I may have a little girl waiting for me who needs me right now. But you're my girl too. And you're going to do me proud.
We'll make sure it's safe for you and your daughter to come back, but you keep her safe.
You keep them safe, especially Six.
I don't make any promises about that.
I'm not making you promise. I'm just saying try your best.
Right. I will. So, until next time. See you later.
Well,
I'll see you down.
I'll see you downstairs.
Until 5 minutes from now.
She'll give Anna a little kiss on her forehead.
I just need to take care of one little thing before I head down.
Right. And yeah, Anna's gonna head down.
Before Kiara heads down, she's going to go back to the table where there's the quill and the paper. And she's leaving a note for Liv. And she's just going to say, keep an eye out for them.
And Liv doesn't write anything, but you can see the corner of the parchment kind of like raises up as if there's wind, but there's no wind. And then just kind of settles back down again. You don't feel it physically, but it's almost like you have a feeling that he's kind of just putting his hand on your shoulder and kind of giving you the pat. And then just as soon as it happens, it's just gone.
And she'd look around and head back downstairs.
All right, and into the tavern you go.
As Kiara enters into the tavern proper, for a moment, I imagine Bevyn just sort of looks over at 6 and gives him that nod. As soon as you come in, Kiara, 6, I run. I take a couple leaps and jump up onto our table. I withdraw both of my swords. And this, of course, is happening right in front of you, Ash. As I jump up on the table, and I take both of my swords out with a flourish. And as I'm bringing them around, they're in rapid succession. Ding, 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 ding. Drawing everyone's attention, kind of like clanging a fork on a glass, sort of a sound, and getting everyone in the tavern's attention. Everyone here in the Nobody's Inn tonight, you are all somebodies. You are all friends of ours. You are all acquaintances of one another. All of you have somebody who cares for you, and all of you care for somebody else. And tonight we want to celebrate this friendship. We want to celebrate what it is to be close companions with those you hold dear. And as I'm saying this, I'm stepping across a couple of chairs that are empty, doing that thing where you step on the back, but one foot is on the bottom, sort of tilts forward. And I'm doing that to walk across and step up onto the bar. And that is why tonight we, the proprietors of the Nobody's Inn, are tapping our finest keg of ale and our finest keg of spirits. Tonight, you all drink to friendship. You all drink to one another, and you all drink for free.
And Bevyn walks out at this point from the back with a giant cask, 2 giant of the big cask of ale, and he's had one of the servants just line up mugs, and I just stand there and I tap it and I just start pouring ale into mugs and setting them on the bar for whoever wants them.
As soon as you are filling the mugs, I've sheathed my swords and I'm taking 2, 4, 6, looking like in the beer gardens in Germany, grabbing these handfuls and just sort of moving around. It's like that scene in the Polar Express, the hot chocolate scene, just moving around, and suddenly people have these tankards of ale on their tables. And tonight, nobody that wants to drink will want or drink.
All right. And sure enough, people just cheer, and most of them look very surprised. As the place is it slowly starts to fill up, as people are like, I like to order it. And then they suddenly have a tankard in their hand, like, but, no? Oh, right. They're drinking and they're cheersing each other, and you see everyone kind of coming together and laughing and having a good time. And, it's a very, the night wears on, and you all get drunker. Matter of fact, all of you, all 5 of you that wish to, partake of this free, incredible booze will all make Constitution saving throws.
I feel like there has to be a drinking competition between Anna and 6.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, we will definitely do that. In just a moment. Wow, Ash is a champ. Wow, you're all champs.
No.
Wow.
No.
What did you get?
I got a 9.
Oh no.
Well, that's because for every one of us that has a drink, you have one. So you're drinking 4 to 1, I would imagine.
Fair enough. So at some point, both Anna and Six decide to get a little rapacious, and you both sit down to a drinking contest. We're gonna make this a nice little quick little dirty one. And here's what we're gonna do. I would like you, both Six and Anna, to roll me 3 Constitution saving throws. However, I'd like you to just, when you type them into the chat, type them in exactly as the order that you've rolled them. And while everyone's kind of like while they're doing their thing, Kiara and Bevyn, you're watching what looks to be a terrible idea unfolding, but you're okay with it because, it's all good. What are the you two talking about? Actually, and Ash is there as well. So what are the possible 3 of you talking about?
I am taking bets on who's winning. I'm picturing this as like that scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark where they're drinking and I'm the one taking bets as everybody's going around it. So
I'd like to say they're not always like this, but there is a streak of competitiveness between those two. Forewarning.
Okay. Well, the first ones come up, and you get both of you get a tankard of ale, and he cheers it, and you slam it back, and both of you are actually like neck and neck in draining the whole tankard. But while you both kind of bring it down, Six slams his down quicker than you. You both kind of feel it, but unfortunately, Anna, you feel it a fair bit more than Six does. This time, you are brought what looks to be a smaller clay cup, and it looks to be it looks to be like some sort of a murky liquid, like kind of like cloudy. It kind of looks like if when whiskey goes a bit cloudy, and they call it a Dun River, just a Dun River, and so you both kind of whatever, and you slam it back, Anna, and immediately you get this kind of taste of like anise seed. So like basically it's like ouzo, but there's something else. There's almost like a chocolatey kind of finish to it. So it's like basically like creme de cacao and ouzo, which is not as bad as it sounds. However, funny enough, Six, that is not a drink that is good for you, and you don't feel very good at all. As a matter of fact, you kind of have to take a little sit there as you're about to slam it back like Anna does, but you manage a little sip, and it's like
I totally start making that sound cats make, that awful sound. That's
the worst. That's the worst sound at 2 a.m.
Yep.
Finally, you're given. Tila kind of brings Aulos and brings the other 2 servers in, and you can see she's talking to the 3 of them, and so she's trying to get ideas, and then you see Aulos kind of scratch her chin, and then kind of whispers to Tila, and Tila kind of smiles a bit and goes, So she takes two. You don't even see it, but Aulos brings these two, what looks to be a little glass, which is little glass, like a little shot glass, and then two larger tankards. And you remember this as being a hammer fist. And so Aulos, before Aulos leaves, the young halfling, whose name I kind of forget at the moment.
Wasn't it Bramble?
Bramble, yes, thank you so much. Bramble comes along with a bucket and on either side of you, and he stands coming up to like Aulos's like bicep, with his arms crossed and smiling. Bottoms up. So you both kind of look at each other and drop it in, and you can kind of feel this kind of like almost like a rumble in the glasses, like these like strange liquors are mixing that probably shouldn't be. You both slam it back, and you both almost finish at the same time. However, 6 does beat you, Anna, in 2 out of 3. And now I need you to both to make one final Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
Oh. There's a nat 20 and a 12.
I'm going to use a domain die.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man. Burning a domain die on a drinking contest.
Because my first roll was a 1. So this one is a 15, so not too bad.
I had a nat 20, but I also rolled a 12, so my con save is a 14.
Luckily, a 15 was just what you needed. Anna, as you stand up and kind of like take in the bitter sting of defeat, at once the entire tavern looks like it splits and goes in opposite directions and then comes back as your vision kind of... So suddenly you feel the desperate need to sit down. 6, in your gloating, in your gloriousness as you stand up in the field of drinking triumph, you suddenly have the desperate need to be far away from everyone, and you need to vacate. I'm not going to go into detail because real life Bevyn isn't feeling super hot. So we're just going to gloss over that in the terms that you evacuate everything that you've drank. And
there's a moment of this. I knew it was coming down to. I'm telling you, Anna, you got, and I'm gone. I'm out the door.
As 6 runs away, can Kiara cast Lesser Restoration on Anna? Because alcohol is technically a poison.
Yeah, you can totally do that.
I thought you were going to have your boys back.
You ran out of the room.
Only winners get that perk.
That's quite a lot of drinks.
Sorry, I'm going to go cast Greater Evacuation.
I summon Mordenkainen's stomach pump.
After this night, there are going to be tales of the horrible monster that lurks in the garden of the Nobody's Inn.
You carry on with the evening, and it is, you have a great time. You drink some more. You all get fairly drunk. Kiara same. You get pretty pie-eyed, all of you. And as the night wears on, and the tavern closes up, you all retire to Troll Skull Manor. Ash, you're quickly shown the very nice spare room that you're given, kind of on the same kind of floor as you just walked in. And you find that sleep comes to you quite quickly, as you all kind of pass out for the night. In the morning, Anna, you're the first one to wake up, as Kiara took all of your drunkenness away, which is something you've got to bottle and sell. Oh my God. And you're still chuckling to yourself as the night's festivities, last night's festivities had taken place, with Six just winning the battle, but losing the war. You smile and chuckle to yourself as you walk in, kind of softly knock on Kiara's bedroom. And as you open the door, you find the bed perfectly made, turned down, but empty. And that is where we're going to end this session. Session number 18, got it right this time, of All That Glitters. That's right. You people made me feel things.
I would hope so. Means they're doing their job.
I know. Duh. Can't be an unfeeling, uncaring robot, though, with people making me sad and stuff. Psh, whatever.
Well, that was another awesome session. But as was pretty evident by the scenario that has played out over the last hour or so, this is V's last session with us in All That Glitters. That's not the last time she will be on Mini Terrain Domain by any means. She will be continuing in the Dawnbringers campaign on Thursday nights, and hopefully in other guest appearances. But V is leaving this this campaign, but we are so very fortunate to be able to add Cassie to the cast. So starting next week, Cassie will be up in that corner. And already just a tremendous introduction to Ash, the character that Cassie will be playing. I have had the pleasure of watching Cassie play in the past, but I don't know that we've ever played together before.
We haven't, and it's been a
while.
year or more since I've played. It's
been a while, but you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it. You just slipped right into those role-playing shoes. So, you can. I'm working on. We'll have to get Cassie. I'll have to get with you, and we'll get some character information for Ash, as well as your the links you want, and I'll have a chat command set up so people can type your name or your character's name and learn a little bit about you and your character. And we'll get you added into the full roster. But before we get out of here tonight, as I said, you can see V and Megan and myself on Thursday nights. You can see me and Megan every other Tuesday, playing again next Tuesday on Dice on Ice as Megan DMs the Curse of Strahd campaign. You can see me and Megan and Mike and a couple others on Sunday nights at 8:30, right here for our Jolt of Personality Tomb of Annihilation campaign. Stay tuned for other great stuff happening, of course, also every Monday, right here for all that glitters. Thank you to everybody who has tuned in the chat, for all of the new followers, for Skellington Jr., who has dropped 1,000 bits tonight, purchasing domain dice, and some of our good friends. I'm going to give a special shout out to recent superfan Cheswick student who only discovered us about a week or so ago and has been at every game ever since and is promoting the crap out of that Discord channel. And I appreciate it. So if you're here on Twitch, you can go down and click on the link for the Discord and join us over there. We're dusting off the cobwebs, and going to start seeing more activity over there. But now I want to give the floor to V, since you're leaving this show. Just go ahead and tell us where we can find you and what you got going on.
All right. Well, and don't panic when you don't see me here on Thursday this week. It's because I'm at PAX East.
Yes, Thursday's game will be a special game run by DM Scotty because V is not there.
Yes, I'll be back next week, not to worry. So yeah, I'll be at PAX East this weekend, and Friday morning at 10 a.m. I'll be doing a panel called Am I Playing a Role? And there's some other fantastic panelists as well. Kelly the Opera Geek, Eris Savad, as well as Eugenio Vargas. And it is moderated by the great Dr. B from I always want to say this, but it's takethis.org. So please come and join us there. Would love to see you there. You can also find me on my YouTube channel where I'll do live streams as well as craft tutorials. Very active over on the Twitters. And again, here Thursday nights. And I'm also a player over on Scraticus Academy. But they're switching seasons, so the days are kind of getting moved around. I'm not sure when and the where is everything quite yet. But that's where you can find me around here. But yeah, this was an awesome.
Well,
thank you very much, Mike.
It has been awesome having you be a part of this campaign for 18 sessions, and we will miss you in Waterdeep. And I think Kiara has made an indelible mark on all of these characters. So,
Kiara will be back. Don't you worry.
So, well, we'll just have to wait and see, and you'll have to keep tuning in to watch us every Monday night to see when and where that happens. So, I think with that, we're going to go ahead and end tonight's stream the same way we end every stream. And you can say it with me if you want. Omitted.